So I'm Andrea Maranville, Sweet Life of a Baker and owner of Silver City Baking Company, and I'm here in Gerhard's amazing test kitchen today. I've been spending the whole morning making up some really great recipes, sharing some recipes that I love to make, and now I'm going to kind of put it all together in one final assembly so you can see how I would plate a dish. So you can take an element like I made a hot milk cake earlier today. Yeah, and you can make that into a 2-layer cake. Or just dust it with powdered sugar and cut it into wedges and then share it with your family. You could make, I made a lemon curd. You could make a lemon curd and put it on pancakes or put it in a crepe or put it, stuff it in a, whatever you want to stuff it in, like a cream puff or something. And then I showed everyone how to make a meringue, a Swiss meringue specifically. And then I did an easy, quick candied pistachio. So now I'm going to take all these elements and I'm going to put them into what I would consider a plated dessert and show you how I would plate a dessert so that if you wanted to fancy up your dinner table for Easter or for a family dinner party or even a Sunday dinner just to be fancy, go right ahead and do that because it'll be really fun to do. So I always like to have a crunchy element in my dessert. I have got the cake as the star, and then my Swiss meringue and the lemon curd are kind of the supporting roles, so to speak. So what I would typically do for something like this is I would take my lemon curd, which we've created. It's been chilling in the fridge. You can see how nice and thick and luscious that is. I mean, look at that. It's so good. It's got a really great zip. It's going to cut and pair very nicely with the vanilla creaminess of the cake, okay? And I'm going to put that right on the plate, just like that. And so typically what you can do is you can take a spoon and just kind of do a drag, okay? When you do that, you're creating visual appeal, but you're also giving a vessel for the cake to sit on top of. So how do I want to make this cake? I'm not sure if I want to do a triangle or a square. I think we're going to do a square. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this cake. I'm just going to show again what this cake looks like. I mean, look how spongy that is. This is a great spongy hot milk cake. It's just great. It could soak up any type of a liquid. If you wanted to say soak it with a little bit of rum or some sort of a flavoring, like a coffee flavoring, you can go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you want to get a generous portion. I just made a square just because I think it visually it'll look really kind of cool on the plate. I think maybe I'll go like that. Okay? So now what am I going to do? I've got my meringue, Swiss meringue that I made, and I've got it in a piping bag. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some sort of a design pattern on here, just to kind of give a visual appeal for the cake. Another really great thing you can do too, if you wanted to, is put it right on the plate and then kind of give it a drag, and then you can toast that up too. It kind of gives a really cool visual appeal. I'm going to go ahead and toast up the top of that cake. I love plating desserts. At the bakery, I crank out so many cakes and cookies and cupcakes that I don't get super, super fancy, but I love doing this. And now, like visually, if you were going to make a plate, you could put a swoop right on the plate and then toast that up. And that looks really cool too. All right. And now I've got these gorgeous candied, sugared pistachios, kind of a crumble. I might get one big piece, like that big piece of sugar looks really kind of cool. I might put that right on top. I love the pop of the green that's going to go on this. I think it's going to look visually really cool. You will never see, I like to make sure that anything I put on a dish is going to be consumed as part of the dish. So you will never see me put like a mint leaf on a dessert plate unless it's part of the dessert, like a sugared mint leaf or something, because it's just a garnish that people kind of take and toss. So anything I do, I like to try to make it so that it's visually appealing and has a little bit of element of everything. When they cut into it, they get the creaminess of the cake, the sharpness of the lemon curd, and that would be kind of a cool plate. So I've had a great time today in the test kitchen here at Gerhard's, and I have enjoyed sharing all of these recipes and a final outcome of how I would plate a dessert with these elements. Thanks so much for having me.